This is going to be my brand new series called HollyWeird. Since the Harvey Weinstein debacle, whereas old Harv is on the book for several incidences of sexual harassment, allegedly, there seems to be a deluge of Hollywood actors and the like starting to pop up in compromising situations. I wish to chime in. For those of you living under a rock, this is Kevin Spacey. For the video gamers out there, you might remember him from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Or it's more likely you remember him as Frank Underwood from the Netflix award-winning House of Cards. That name might be a bit more prolific in this case. But yeah, Horrible Bosses, Moon, Seven, A Bug's Life, LA Confidential, The Usual Suspects, Swimming with Sharks. I'm in fact not jumping up and down to talk about this one. So we're going to recap what recently happened and analyze, or rather speculate, about what some of Kevin copped to potentially doing and what he might be in trouble for. According to Rolling Stone and several other news outlets, Kevin Spacey was accused of sexual misconduct with a minor, to which Uncle Kevin came out as gay. Talk about timing. The minor at the time was actor Anthony Rapp, who accused Kevin Spacey via BuzzFeed of the alleged incident back in 1986. Anthony Rapp has been featured in Dazed and Confused and currently starring in Star Trek Discovery. I believe that's the latest in the line of the Star Trek franchise. I'm out of the loop, so please forgive me. So, about 30 years ago, young Anthony Rapp was invited to a party by Kevin Spacey, got bored at the party, and went to Kevin Spacey's bedroom to watch TV. Kevin came in and threw the boy on Spacey's bed. Allegedly. We're going to keep using that word for legal reasons. At this point, Kevin mounted Anthony, who then pushed Kevin off and left. So this next part here is from Kevin Spacey's Twitter.
I have a lot of respect and admiration for Anthony Rapp as an actor. I'm beyond horrified to hear his story. I honestly do not remember the encounter.
I wish to pause here. Now, to be fair, this was 30 years ago. When I was a little kid, I stomped a bird to death, and I remember that because I did it once. I'm 38 now. I couldn't tell you what year it happened. I'm pretty sure that it was before I was a teenager yet, but I still remember when it was buried. You know what I don't remember? Stealing a cookie before dinner. Things you do all the time, at least for me, are things that you forget about. I've done some stupid things while I've been drunk, but let's get back to your story.
But if I did behave, then, as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apology for what would have been deeply inappropriate drunken behavior. And I'm sorry for all the feelings he described having carried with him all these years.
Again, I'm going to pause here. Ever get into a fight with your friends? Like a real fist fight. I don't mean being blocked on Twitter. You know, when you come to blows. You remember that shit. It's a big deal. If you get into petty, stupid arguments every day, it's a lot less likely that you remember it. Hell, I've been in 6 or 7 car accidents over the years, and with each one, my memory fades a little bit more and more. It becomes a little bit more routine. Do you get what I'm driving at? Back to Kevin.
This story encouraged me to address other things about my life. I know there are stories out there about me, and some have been fueled by the fact I have been so protective of my privacy.
Well, Kevin, I got some bad news for you. You can kiss that goodbye. Again, carrying on.
As the closest to me have known in my life, I've had relationships with men and women. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life. And I chose now to live as a gay man. I want to deal with this honestly and openly, and that starts by examining my own behavior. Kevin Spacey.
Dear Kevin, for me to give you the benefit of the doubt, and this takes a lot of work, you would have to regularly, or at least used to drink till you were blackout drunk, and entirely forget what you were doing. Let's say that was the case and you didn't specifically sexually misuse Anthony here, but however, you can account for whether you did or didn't. There must be a series of interesting exploits out there of drunken Spacey stories. And here's the catch-22. I understand why you'd want to keep those tales of Dean Martining your way through party to party, but either you can cop to being a stumbling, belligerent drunk, which wouldn't necessarily get you off the hook, or be thought of someone who tries to boink really, really young men. Boys. Like, let's forget the age for a moment. Today, I wouldn't want someone stumbling over, reeking like a brewery, trying to climb on top of me after tossing me out of bed. Oh, do forgive me, allegedly drunk. I don't recall Anthony saying that you were. Some of you guys might be wondering, is Uncle Kevin going to jail? It is highly unlikely, due to the statute of limitations, which is a state-by-state matter, that Kevin's alleged misconduct would be punishable, unless, and I'm going to throw likely in front of this for legal reasons, such misconduct could be shown to establish a continued pattern of behavior throughout the years. Meaning, if old Kevin did this sort of thing once a year, month, or week, there might be a chance to put Spacey legally on the hook for this sort of thing. If this was a one-shot and done incident outside of the public scandal, you still might want to kiss the next season of House of Cards goodbye. On the other hand, if Kevin had a real hard time keeping it in his pants with the younger crowd, stressing if he did, he might be looking at multiple charges. You know, it's always fun to see a big name falling down, but I've enjoyed a lot of Kevin's movies. I'm kind of bummed out. For now, I'm going to put down my torch and pitchfork. I'm not feeling the mob scene today, guys. See you next time.